All right. So last episode we ended on the 5. We have 10 levers for business. We ended on
10
the
levers
5th
for
one.
business. Yeah.
So we've covered mindset.
We covered emotions. We covered time and choice management. We covered relationships. And we covered how do you show up?
How do you show up? That was a great episode. All right, so let's talk about the second 5.
The second 5 levers.
The final 10.
Yeah.
The back half.
6 through 10.
That's right, 6 through 10.
Second half. We've changed direction on the field here.
That's right.
Okay. Coming out for the win. All right. This next one, I love this because I'm a huge fan of, how we say what we say and the psychological impact that has. And that is saying the right thing. You have to copyright correctly. So there's authoring, there's throwing words on paper, and then there's creating copy. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because creating copy is an art form. It helps people understand the way you come across in speaking, in videos. Mm-hmm. Scripts are built around copywriting.
Yeah. Well, and too, it's a way that you can tell a story and really connect with people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are different techniques to that, like the problem agitation solution technique, where you come out and you talk about challenges, you make them even worse. You give a little bit of an anecdotal story on those things and you solve those. But ultimately what it boils down to is saying the right thing so people can take that journey with you on how your business delivers value, how you built your business, what you're doing with them, things like that. You got to say the right things. And that's hard if you don't know what you're doing, because a lot of people just go say things.
Yeah.
But it's about delivering value with that through proper copywriting.
Yeah. One of my favorite books, and I don't know if you've read this one, but it's called How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards.
Ray Edwards is a great guy. He also has he has a podcast, Ray Edwards podcast.
Yep.
And I've listened to a lot of his learnings over the years.
Yeah. So if you're curious about writing copy, or even curious what does copy mean, or go get that book. It's good.
Yeah. So or check out his podcast. There's also another one. Yeah. Kevin Rogers, Copy Chief Radio.
Okay.
Is another one, and they're buddies in the business, I think.
Yeah.
So Kevin is a former comedian who took some comedy techniques and turned those into copywriting. But Ray has a formula called PASTOR, PASTOR, that he talks about. We're not going to dig deep into that.
Maybe we have a guest on or something like that down the road.
Yeah,
that talks about copy.
Totally. But go check out his stuff. So, saying the right thing or copywriting correctly, super important. So lever number 7. This is one of my absolute favorites, Mark. So this is about learning and growing. So learning and growing.
One of my favorites as well.
So there's always a question: how do you pick what you learn, and how do you extract value from it, and then how do you deliver that value back to the marketplace, thus making yourself valuable? But ultimately, what happens in life overall is people stop learning, and as soon as they stop learning, they start dying. As soon as you decide, I'm not going to learn anything else in life, the majority of people don't read another book after college.
That's crazy.
I don't understand that. I mean, I've read 3 or 4 of them in the past couple months.
Yeah.
I love it. And you have to, you've heard the term be a sponge and soak up everything around you. And really, ultimately, business leaders have dedicated themselves to a lifestyle of learning and growing. But here's the key to this. The key is not to be an overeducated underachiever. Because as soon as you start overeducating yourself and you do nothing with it, it does the opposite to you. You just get addicted to learning, but addicted to not doing as well.
Right, not executing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you learn something, do something with it. And if you learn something and you go, oh, that was a pretty good book. You don't have to read 52 books a year or 1 a week. Go read a book 52 times and see how much you get out of that.
Yeah.
So it's learning and growing. And that is, I can't stress how big of a lever that is in business, especially if you're trying to give value to people, because you're always looking for something else that you can take and really articulate the value of your business with. And there are so many people that have so many of these different concepts that are in their learning processes, in their books, in their podcasts, in their blogs, things like that, that you can take something from. But here's the key. The key is to take notes on what you learned and go back and revisit it. Now, I mean, you know me, I have the notes section on my phone.
Yep.
And you go, hey, what do we want to talk about? And I go, hang on, let me look. And I'm scrolling through like this, massive amount of information that I've learned. And I go, oh, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So
when I think, when you're always learning too, as a leader, right? It's, I know for me, I'm not trying to be an expert in all these things, but I want to know enough about a lot of different things so that I can, one, communicate to the expert what I want and understand how to deliver that. And then know enough about something so that I can, know if I'm on the right path or not,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. So learning, incredibly, incredibly important. Here's the next one. And I love this one. Improvement. Okay. Small hinges swing big doors. That's deep.
True. That is deep.
It's really deep. But ultimately what you're looking for is you're looking for these little bitty changes that you can implement anywhere. People who go through life and don't look for opportunities to improve miss these opportunities to massively change. So think about this in your business. If you looked for 1% improvement in the different things that you did, you would find some improvement that you can make. You don't have to make 1% improvement all the time, but you have to make improvement. It's called Kaizen. So when you look back, there's several books about Kaizen.
Atomic Habits.
Oh, look at that. Bam. James Clear, Atomic Habits.
We talk about that because it's just a great book. So
yeah. And there are some others, The Power of Habit. Charles Duhigg has written a lot about that stuff, but,
habit stacking.
Wow. It's all about improvement.
Yeah.
It's little bitty things. And ultimately, you go back to the British cycling team, Sir Brailsworth, and how he made, he called it aggregation of marginal gain. And he made these little changes on the British cycling team when they were in the Olympics. They hadn't won anything for like a decade. I'm sorry, not a decade, a century. And won like anything for like a century.
10 decades.
10 decades. Yeah, decade times 10. And he went in and he changed little things like the angle of the seat, changed the pillows that these guys slept on, how they washed their hands. Yeah, they paint the inside of their van a different color so that they could see dirt.
Oh, wow.
And it was just weird, all the little things, but they made massive changes. And these guys won like gold medals in the Tour de France and all this other stuff over and over and over again because of Sir Brailsworth's efforts to change little tiny things. So it's all about small improvements. How can you make small improvements? Because really small improvements add up exponentially in your business and with the the interaction that you have with your customers.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's the next one. The 9th one is huge.
Or 8th?
No, that was 8.
Oh, that was 8?
8 was improvement.
Okay.
9.
The 9th habit.
The 9th habit. Okay.
The 9th lever.
The 9th lever. That's
the 9th lever. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like a
Cut
movie.
that part out.
It's like a movie, The 9th Lever.
The 9th lever.
This is going to take so much editing to get this one done.
I feel bad for James. Sorry, buddy.
You got to leave some of this in here. All right. 9th lever. The power of
the YouTube version will have this.
Sure it will. We're flawsome, man.
That's right.
We got our flaws here.
That's right. We're not perfect.
All right. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. So, all right. So the 9th lever.
The 9th lever, the power of associations.
The power of associations.
Yes. So in a room of 8 super smart people, your goal is to be the 9th. Okay. So, we've heard it several different ways, never be the smartest person in a room, play better golf with better golfers. Your parents always say, be careful who you hang out with because that's what you'll become.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Right.
Well, it's true. We are herd animals,
right,
and we will run as fast as the slowest member of the herd.
Yeah. You're the sum total of the 5 people you hang out with.
Jim Rohn said that. Yeah. Zig Ziglar was all over this one too.
So true.
This ultimately is one of the most overlooked success principles in society because people go and they kind of reduce the associations that they are with a lot of times because they do it by say, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to go hang out at the bar. And I mean, do you want to be really good at hanging out at the bar?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go be really good at your business, your life, your family, things like that, by upping your game? Go find people that are way better than you are that you want to be as good as. And we also kind of limit ourselves to our potential by hanging out with people that are just like us.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get way better than yourself if you hang out with everybody that's just like you.
Right. Yeah. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, there's a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah.
If you're like, yeah, I'm the smartest person here, it's like, okay, well, either you're not,
Right.
or you need to start hanging around some smarter people.
Exactly. And I mean, the reality is you have to make a conscious effort to do this because, we do stay in a zone in life, but you have to go seek out mastermind groups. You have to go seek out mentors, coaches, things like that. And that's where you will get better. So, the hardest component of this lever is your past relationships. It really is, because those are a drag on your future relationships, or they may be a boost for your future relationships if you hit a hard time. And really, I'm not saying don't be friends with your friends. Okay. I'm just saying be aware of who your friends are and what they do to help you. Okay. And then the 10th lever.
The 10th lever. That sounds like a movie title.
Do you want to say that like it's some?
Yeah. The 10th lever.
All right, there we go. I love that.
This summer, only one lever will survive.
Oh my gosh.
This is the end of the day.
Do you remember our last podcast we ever did when we were talking? We're getting punchy here. Okay,
right.
So I love this one because we lose track of ourselves on a regular basis in business. It's late in the day. We've had a lot of stress attacking us. We've had a lot of people delivering problems to us. Sometimes we just don't understand how to get out of that funk. Okay. We don't understand how to create this lever in our life, but we have to look for it. We have to consciously say, okay, where am I at? Where am I going? And this lever is called clarity. And our employees need this just as much as we do, because people get confused through fear mongering, through rhetoric. In our space in real estate, there are a lot of these people we so affectionately term them disruptors. I think they're more distractors than disruptors, because they take our eye away from the focus that we're supposed to have, the clarity that we're supposed to have. And this is important because the confused mind always says no. The confused mind always says no. And if you don't have clarity in your business, in your life, in your relationships, you say no. Mm-hmm. And when you say no, you close doors.
Yeah.
You create stagnation. You create lack of implementation.
When you confused, you lose.
Ooh, you're a poet and didn't even know it. So You're right. I mean, when you confuse, you do lose. And when you confuse your customers, because confusion is contagious. Mm-hmm. If you're confused, you can't provide clarity for your customers. So clarity is something that you have to always take a step back and look for. That clarity, that focus, that future effort towards success. Otherwise, the confused mind says no, and that's when you lose. So, the past 2 episodes, we've gone through some pretty major deep dives into these success levers of business. And it just, when you list them all out, they have a massive impact on your business. All right. So the last 2 episodes, we've gone over some pretty amazing things here. 10 levers that really help your business, help you, help your relationships, help your impact on society. So let me run through those real quick. Ready, Mark?
Yeah.
Number 1, mindset. Number 2, emotions. Number 3, time and choice management. Number 4, relationships. Number 5, how do you show up? Number 6, saying the right thing. Number 6, saying the right thing. Number 7, learning and growing. Number 8, improvement, Small hinges swinging big doors. Number 9, the power of associations. And number 10, creating clarity. Being clear, having clarity. But, Mark, I have a bonus.
You have a bonus.
Are we going to throw this in after the music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So just wrap up that thought.
Okay.
The 10 things.
All right. So if you write down those 10 things, keep track of those things, and look to those each day, you're going to accomplish way more than you thought you could just by pulling the 10 levers of business success. Yeah. Well, I have a present for him. I have a gift.
Well, if they go onto the YouTube, maybe they can see this puppy. You should give him that
Oh
puppy.
my gosh.
That is a very cute puppy.
This puppy just walked in the room with Lexi. What's this puppy's name?
This is Riley.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Riley.
Riley.
What? Oh, did you hear that?
What's on there, Riley? What's a
kinda-
microphone? how Riley's like 8 weeks old, right?
10.
10 weeks old. Is this your puppy?
No, it's my friend's.
Are you puppy sitting today? Kayla, the social media manager, is puppy sitting. This 10-week-old, what kind of dog is this?
Shepherd mix.
Shepherd mix. Okay. Hi. Oh, let me down.
Yeah.
You are so sweet. Puppy breath. Okay. All right. That was awesome.
Okay. that
So
was a
other
bonus.
than,
other
yeah.
than the puppy bonus,
Other than the puppy bonus,
That's right.
I have a bonus for these people.
we got the 11th lever.
The 11th. So what would this lever be? So this is, I've heard this tip a few times from some of the people that I do masterminds with, coaching, mentoring, things like that. And I think this is so powerful, but so few people know this. And that is the number one piece of advice you would give a CEO or an executive. And we go through so many things in our day, in our life, and we end up distributing some of those stresses out to other people where we shouldn't be. So this is the tip, okay?
Yeah.
Ready for this?
Ready.
Number one tip for executives and CEOs, manage your emotions.
That's a good tip.
It's weird because when you get frustrated, you get upset, you get angry, whatever. What's the first thing you do? You unload on somebody.
That's right. Or you did make a bad decision.
Totally.
Because you weren't.
Yeah, you're making a completely emotional decision, which is fine. You can make emotional decisions, but don't make them based on bad emotions. Mm-hmm. Don't make them on emotions that you shouldn't be making decisions on because you're upset, you're frustrated, you're mad at somebody who has really nothing to do with this decision, or maybe they do, but you can't make them a decision out of spite or out of anger. You have to make it out of clarity, out of vision, out of growth, out of kindness, things like that.